Hello, everybody. Okay. Hi, Kara. Oops. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. So, good evening, everybody. My name's Brooke Harper. I'm the nurse practitioner of Port St. Lucie Medical Wellness. I'm a board certified, doctorally prepared nurse practitioner there, and I do all the health and wellness things as well as the injectables. I get on here every Monday and I talk about a subject. I talk about a specials that we're running and answer any questions you guys have as well. So before we get to the topic of the evening, which is inflammation, chronic inflammation specifically, I'd like to go over some of the monthly specials that we have for August with school starting. So these specials are with that in mind. So we have for teachers and all school staff, we have 15% off of all services. So that's again for teachers and anybody who works in school district or anything like that. Just show your ID and you'll get 15% off whatever you're doing that day. The next thing we have with school starting, obviously that's the time of the year when everybody gets everybody else's cooties. So we have a buy one, get one immunity IV. So that IV is going to include a bunch of vitamin C, glutathione, and just a bunch of immunity things to boost your immune system if you do get sick, or boost your immune system to help prevent you get sick. So that's buy one, get one at $125. The next thing we have is a teen acne fighting hypodermabrasion. My daughter gets that. So the hypodermabrasion is a mechanical exfoliation of the skin. It uses a little machine that's got suction and it sprays water on your face as well. So it clears out all the pores. She'll also do, just a nice moisturizing facial along with that with any extractions that need to be performed. And that's 40% off, so it's $142. And then on top of that, you can add the Bio Repeal, which is a light chemical peel that is Florida safe, meaning it is sun safe. You can go out in the sun. Obviously, you need to wear sunscreen. We're always going to recommend that. But you can go out in the sun. It's not going to be photosensitive. Your skin's not going to, burn severely or anything because of it. So it's a good peel for people in Florida and kids because they're hopefully outside. The next one we have is for parents. So it's just a nice relaxing facial for $55. So that's going to be cleansing, exfoliation, a nice hydrating mask, any extractions that need to be performed, the O2 steam is going to be applied as well. Just a nice relaxing facial for everybody to get some rest after the school rush starts. So that one's going to be $55. On top of that, we just started a hormone replacement membership program. So it's going to be testosterone replacement membership. So that's going to be $99 a month. It's a 6-month minimum, and that's going to include your initial labs, which are regularly $360. It's going to include those labs, which are pretty extensive, and any testosterone replacement that you're going to need. Everything after that will be at a 50% discount. So if you need additional medications, you're going to get those at 50% off. If you need additional labs, which likely we'll do at the 3-month mark, those are going to be 50% off as well. So that's kind of something that we just started this month. So if you're interested in hormone replacement, it's a good way to save some money. Thank you. Okay, so today's topic is going to be, like I said, the impact of chronic inflammation on your body and ways we can treat it. So inflammation is normal, is a normal process in our bodies. Like, for example, when you cut yourself, the skin, or you scratch yourself, the skin is irritated, red, it gets warm to the touch, because the body is increasing circulation to that area to help increase white blood cell circulation to that area to promote healing. So it's a good thing. Where it's not a good thing is when it becomes chronic, and systemic in the body. So this is inflammation that lasts over periods of months. So let's see. This can, I got my notes here. um, Long-term inflammation doesn't have to have pain. It's just kind of lingering in there, and you'll just notice some side effects from that. This can be triggered from multiple things. It can be from stress, it can be from a poor diet, high in sugar. Sugar's got a lot to do with inflammation, processed foods, sedentary lifestyle, so you're not getting enough exercise, you're not getting enough sleep, ongoing exposure to environmental toxins, which we're all going to have. So that kind of increases the oxidative stress to our cells. Gut imbalance is a big one. Your gut plays a huge role in your overall health. So if you're having a issue with your gut microbiome, then that can throw off your whole immune system and lead to chronic inflammation. Untreated autoimmune conditions are another big trigger of chronic inflammation. So some signs that you may be dealing with that chronic inflammation is like persistent fatigue. Like you feel like you got enough sleep, but you're still tired all of the time. Brain fog, poor concentration, digestive issues, so bloating, IBS with constipation, IBS with diarrhea, skin conditions, eczema, acne, some of the psoriasis. So a lot of that is because of chronic inflammation, achy joints. So people think that that just happens with age, but it shouldn't happen with age. Anxiety or mood swings, so you could be very irritable, kind of lashing out at people. And then trouble losing weight, and this is specific to the midsection. So what we term visceral fat, that's the fat that is in your abdomen that you can't necessarily see. It's the fat that is woven in between the organs, so in between the liver, around the kidneys, around the intestines, and that is the fat that will contribute the most to cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and those kinds of things. So chronic inflammation, untreated chronic inflammation can put you at higher risk for several different things, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, autoimmune diseases, and autoimmune diseases don't like to be alone. I always said they like to bring a friend. So a lot of times if you have one, you most likely have another one. Depression is a big thing, Alzheimer's disease, and even cancer. Those are all linked to chronic inflammation. So what can you do? You can clean up your diet, which is easier said than done. Hopefully, the United States starts putting forth more regulations as to what these food companies are putting in our food, and we can hopefully clean some of our diet up that way, increasing your vegetables, decreasing processed foods, and simple sugars. You can support your gut, meaning you can take probiotics and prebiotics. A lot of those, the ones that are going to be the most beneficial, are the ones that have to be kept at the fridge, right? So these are the microbiome, and they need to be kept in the fridge. They're organisms, right? We need to keep them alive. So it's the ones that you find in like yogurt, but you can get them in capsules that need to be kept in the fridge. Manage your stress. So go for a walk, deep breathing, learn to meditate, or just vent, or journaling, something to get that stress off of you. Keeping that inside just wreaks havoc on your body. Get better sleep. We need to get 7 to 9 hours a night, and a lot of us barely get 3 or 4. So try and get better sleep. Moving your body. So like I said, that moving your body, going for a walk, yoga, strength training is a big way to improve and decrease inflammation, as well as help you increase bone density if you're older, and then help you maintain that muscle mass as you get older, because you start to lose it as you get older. Detoxification systems. So liver cleanse is a big one that you can do. I carry a product line at my clinic. It's called Thorn supplements. They are highly recommended, and they work with the Mayo Clinic on a lot of their studies that they perform. So they're very clean. There's a liver detox that they make. I'm sure there are tons on Amazon that you can get. If you need to know specifically what ingredients need to be in there, feel free to contact me and we can go over that. And that way you make sure you're buying something that is actually going to help you and is not just garbage, more garbage that you're taking in. Hydration. Make sure you drink water, just water. There's carbonated water, there's flavored water. All these things, those all almost always have fake sugars in them, and fake sugars contribute to inflammation. So just plain water. I know it sucks and nobody likes to drink that, but that's what we need to be drinking. Sweating, getting those toxins out by sweating and exercising. And then supplements. So there's a bunch of anti-inflammatory supplements. Turmeric is one of them, omega-3s, fish oils, vitamin D, making sure you get enough vitamin D, and magnesium and zinc. Those are big ones. So just a general multivitamin is going to cover a lot of those. Specific vitamins need to be formulated a specific way. Again, like B vitamins need to be methylated, for instance, because some people, more and more people now, are having a hard time methylating their B vitamins. So what I mean by that is when you ingest B vitamins, your body has to methylate it, put it through a process in order for you to be able to absorb it better. And some people lack the ability to do that. So overall, in general, you're better off just buying the vitamins that are already methylated, and then you don't have to worry if you have that capability or not. The vitamins already methylated for you. The other thing that you can do, which I specialize in, is GLP-1s. So a lot of you probably seen GLP-1s can decrease inflammation significantly. So GLP-1 is a hormone that our body produces. It is good for us in a multitude of ways, not just helping us lose weight. So these are medications like semaglutide, tirzepatide, Ozempic, Mounjaro, those kinds of things. They don't only help you lose weight. GLP-1 is also a big anti-inflammatory peptide. So by microdosing these medications, you can help decrease your inflammation a lot. Just anecdotally, I've seen from people who I've started on weight loss, they're doing it for weight loss, but they'll come in the next month and they're like, they just feel so much better. They've lost tons of water weight because that inflammation will hold on to water weight. So you get rid of all that water weight, your blood pressure goes down, your joints stop aching, you're able to think clearer, those kinds of things. They're going to improve your cardiovascular health by lowering that inflammation, reduce oxidative stress. So those are those stressors that we're getting from the toxins in the air or the food that we eat, stuff like that. And they also increase insulin sensitivity. So by increasing insulin sensitivity, it just means that your body is able to use the food and the sugar that you take in more effectively as fuel, as opposed to just storing it away as fat. Now your body can use that as fuel, as opposed to storing it. When it stores it, that fat increases inflammation. So, excuse me. So a lot of benefits to that. And you don't have to take the full dose that's required for weight loss. It's a much smaller dose, and you can kind of alter it dependent upon how you feel. So some people will do an injection once a week, every 2 weeks, once every 3 weeks, once every month, just kind of dependent upon how you feel. Once you get your body to that reduced inflammatory state, you'll be more in tune with how you feel when it's in the inflammatory state. So you'll kind of know when to take those medications. So it just kind of resets that inflammatory response, and it's under medical supervision by somebody like me. So that's all I have. If you guys are interested in that and want to ask some questions for that, feel free to text me or call me. The number at the clinic is 772-207-0080. I'll be happy to answer any questions you guys have. We do have the microdosing of the GLP-1s that we sell on a monthly basis. We would also monitor a lot of other things like your water weight, your fat mass, your fat in pounds, and also your fat in percentage, and also your muscle mass, because we want to make sure you're not doing too much where you start losing muscle mass. So the other thing you can also do with us is get your hormones checked. So hormones, deficiency of hormones or an excess of hormones can also contribute to chronic inflammation. So those are all things that a wellness specialist like myself can go over with you and kind of run through with you. But that's all I've got. Does anybody have any questions? Going once? It's a short one today. Going twice? Hi, everybody. I tried to go live on my Instagram, like my personal Instagram, and apparently you can't do that anymore unless you have like 100,000 followers or something like that. But since the Port St. Lucie one is a business account, that it's fine. So I'll post this on my personal one as well. Hey, Danny. I'll post this on my personal one as well. So people over there that may not be following either one of these can see it. Yeah, Danny needs to come in. You want to know about inflammation? Ask Danny. So Danny is with Port St. Lucie Business Club. So they're a local business club up in Port St. Lucie. They are growing rapidly, which is good, but they're really beneficial for small businesses, personal businesses like myself that need to network and kind of get their name out there. It's really cool to go hang out with everybody. They have functions all the time. You can look on their Facebook page. Again, it's Port St. Lucie Business Club. And they have tons of things that you can attend where you can meet people from all walks of life and all kinds of businesses. So anything you're looking for, there's somebody there that does it. So, but that's all I got, you guys. Thank you for tuning in. If you like this, you know somebody who's dealing with chronic inflammation, feel free to share it with them. And reach out to schedule your consultation. Consultations are always free. At PortStLucieMedicalWellness.com. You can go there. Again, you can call or text 772-207-0080, or you can DM me on either Instagram or Facebook, and I'll be happy to get back to you. So until next week, you guys stay healthy, stay happy, and I will see you next Monday. Have a great week, guys.